Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed some music with Mr. Gary. So we're going to go right into our story, which is the story of Ruth, and actually Ruth and Orpah and Naomi. And so in the story today, we're going to encounter three women who figured out how to be present with each other in their hurt. So they were hurting, but they were all kind of sitting in that together. And so as we prepare to learn more about being present with each other, we're going to begin with our compassion prayer, as we usually do. So I want you to place one hand on your head and one hand on your heart, just like we've done the last 4 weeks now. We're doing this, remember, because compassion happens in our brains, but we feel it here in our hearts. And so I want you to repeat after me. Loving Spirit, you are active and alive, always moving and stirring within and around us. Please be an encouraging wind at our backs, giving us open minds and soft hearts to follow where you lead. Make us flexible and present in each moment that we might. Embrace compassion by letting go of what we expected. Amen. Okay. So today's story especially begins, but kind of feels hard and sad. So Ruth and Orpah had a tough choice in front of them when they followed Naomi. So they loved their families and they loved one another. And this story shows us what being open and present to people along the way can actually look like. So when our compassion is strong, we are alive to the feelings of others around us. We're open to feeling what they feel and how we can be with and support them in those feelings. So in Judah, there once was a man named Elimelech, who worried about how his family would survive the famine. He took his wife Naomi and their two sons, Mahalan and Chilion, to the country of Moab. They settled there and made a life among the people. Soon their sons married two women named Orpah and Ruth. Sadly, Naomi's husband passed away, and then even her two sons died too. Naomi missed her family and wanted to go back home, so she began the long journey back to Judah. As was the custom for daughters by law, Orpah and Ruth followed her. But Naomi insisted they stay in Moab. Go back to your family. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you've dealt with your husbands and me. Peace be with you. Then Naomi hugged them goodbye, and they all cried together. But Orpah and Ruth were determined to follow her. Naomi tried to persuade them, I do not want to ruin your chance at marriage and having your own family. If you stay with me, you will have nothing because I cannot give you anything. I have lost everything, and my heart is so bitter. They all cried together once again. Orpah decided to go back, but Ruth clung to Naomi even more. Naomi said to Ruth, Don't stay with me, go back with Orpah. But Ruth opened up to her. Don't make me leave you. Where you go, I will go. Where you make your home, I will make my home. Your people will be my people, your God my God, and where you die and are buried, I will be buried there too. I will be your family. When Naomi saw that she couldn't change Ruth's mind, her heart softened. She accepted Ruth and they traveled back to Judah together. Ruth lovingly took care of Naomi, and she became like a daughter to her. And so our story today ends there. Luckily, there's a happy ending for Ruth and Naomi after they go back to Judah. And I do think that, if you have a chance, explore the story from the book of Ruth. And it's a good happy ending. And it's one of my very favorite stories in the Bible because it tells us that we can kind of choose our own family and how we treat other people. Ruth didn't have to go with Naomi, but she said, you're my family now, so I'm going to go with you. And I love that love is a choice that we make. So sometimes it's hard to know what direction to take, but if we are present to the experiences of those around us, we can trust God's Spirit to show us the compassionate way. Naomi showed compassion to Ruth and Orpah by encouraging them to return to their families. Ruth showed compassion to Naomi by going with her. Orpah showed compassion by supporting Ruth's decision while making the choice that was best for her. All gave compassion in their own way, showing us there are many ways to follow the Spirit's leading to love and care. And so to wrap up this video, I want to encourage you to check out, it's actually page 100 in our packet. It's imagining and coloring. And so we've got our symbol for today, the along the way little emblem that I want you to go ahead and color. And then you can add it to your display you've hopefully been creating as we've learned about the different ways we can be showing compassion. And as you color it, I want you to ask the questions in the question bubble. So how does compassion help us be present? What do you think it means to be with people in their hurt? How can you be with someone while they are hurting? How can you let someone be with you when you are hurt? And then imagine together some of the different scenarios and what the characters were feeling from the story. So what did Naomi feel like when she lost her husband and sons? Why did Naomi want to go back to her family in Judah? How did Orpah feel when she went back to her family? And what did Naomi feel when Ruth kept saying, I'm going with you? So that is the end of this video. I'm going to introduce our different crafts and activity options in the video immediately following this. So check that out once you've had a chance to color your emblem and attach it to your display. Have fun.